So as you may know from a previous video, I recently got the Bamboo A1 Mini. Voila! I then proceeded to immediately burn through all of the 20 grams of sample filament that it came with. And now I am waiting for several days for the filament to arrive because they ship separately. So now, what I thought I might do while I wait for my filament to arrive is prepare the filament storage containment chamber. Because as you know, PLA filament can absorb water from the air and hydrolyze, making it microscopically fatter, making it so that it gets clogged or gets stuck or things happen. Just the PLA must be kept dry. And I could just go on Amazon or someplace like that and buy a bunch of silica gel or desiccant packs, but where's the fun in that? Because 5 years ago now, right at the beginning of the time when we all stayed at home, Nile Red made a great video about extracting the water from magnesium sulfate. I tried to get the same brand that he did, but the Shoppers and the Rexall were both sold out, so I ended up having to go with Walmart brand. So we're going to make some homemade anhydrous magnesium sulfate and have some homemade super desiccant to put inside the container that we're going to keep the PLA spools inside. And speaking of container for the PLA spools, I got a trash can, and it has these clamping lid. And I'm going to put weather stripping all along inside here so that it gets a pretty airtight, an airtight enough seal. And that will be the PLA holding chamber. The spools when they're not in use. So I got a cheap baking sheet from Walmart. I looked everywhere for a silicone baking sheet, but I don't think you can get them anymore. I don't know. I couldn't find them at the dollar store or at Walmart or I checked a few places, I forget where, but I couldn't find one anywhere. So I ended up just going with this. Now I have no intention of pounding a rock of magnesium sulfate with a pipe for 5 hours. And I also couldn't find a blender at the thrift store. So I want to try a thin layer before anything and see how that goes. See if we're going to get at least something we can break up easily into chips, because I don't have a blender to powderize it. And the more pieces, the better it is at desiccating. So apparently this is a bit over 50% by weight water. So I'm going to put a relatively thin layer here to start with. This is going to all bubble up. I just hope it doesn't get completely stuck to the pan. We'll see. We'll try that much to start and we'll see where it goes. Yes, I know, my oven is a mess. I cleaned it all up and then the roommate made a turkey and I didn't have time to clean it again. So we'll set the oven to about 250 Celsius or 475 Fahrenheit. And we'll put this in the oven and see what happens. This is one of those examples where it's nice to have an external screen, because on the camera screen it looks like it's completely out of focus. But on the external screen you can see, oh, there's actually crystals there. Crystals that are crackling and popping. Turn up the volume here on that camera, so I have it in concert mode. Right, you can see it clearly bubbling there as the water boils out. It's working. I don't have enough space. There's still a bunch left. Well, I made a bit of a mess, but I was entirely successful. Look at that. One great big jar of the mystery white powder, along with another jar. And it is just talcum fine. It completely obliterated in the food processor. I'm very pleased. This is perfect. This worked out so much better than it did for Nile Red, at least.